I was told to deliver this message. You think you're invincible because you got money, bombs, guns, and planes, killing babies, innocent people. I think you're insane. Chaos and destruction is the name of your game. Somebody's got to stop you before the whole world goes up in flames. So he told me to tell you, I'll
fight for my brothers. We can go to war. Fighting for my father, I will give my life for. I feel so alone in this white man's world. Whip it in the kitchen, watch that white turn pearl. Standing on the corner, standing on my phone, standing with my gangsters, but I'm standing on my own. If you got to be his own, split you like you did alone. Sacrifice my life, understanding each his own. Toast to the keys of success. Bel Air rose on my breath. I've been a student since '03, and we can fight till we see peace.
I fight like that. 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 I fight like that.
Let me holler at you for a minute, give you game. Real scrappy, love to bada Buddha bang. Trigger happy, and everybody in the game. You shot your family and didn't even know it, man. Same rules, same code, with a different slang. Struck him out, now they took him out the picture frame. Mama, don't cry, we gon' get by. 2 weeks later, got killed in a drive. Why must we fight amongst each other? Reach one, each one, teach one, my brother. I teach them how to fight on the grass and in the class. Snoop Dogg, all stars, yes sir, they coming fast. D1, football, we won. Now proud of my son, Lil Snoop, yes sir, cause he won. Right on, SC, fight on. We 100, keep it coming, dip, slip, slide on, light on.
I fight like that. 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 I fight like that.
Watching the warriors, the story of the rebels. You from the ghetto, then you know never to settle. I'm shooting common on the streets, I'm a pharaoh. Battling in African-American apparel. This on a t-shirt, youngins doing street work. Grinding till they teeth hurt, that's because they need work. Working till the feet hurt, trying to get my soul right. Used to be on old bikes, serving them that cold white. Wars in the winters, the block is hot in summers. Today's mathematics, we know it's strength in numbers. To the bosses and the runners, the hustlers and the stunners. We fight for the hundreds, we fight for the oneness.
He fights with the heat. He fights with the sleet. He said, I am who I am. I can't be beat. Nobody has won a war against me.
I fight like that. 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 I fight.
All of the nations of the earth as we speak are angry. They're angry because governments cannot suffice the needs of their people. They're angry because a few have gotten wealthy at the expense of the many, and the poor and the sick and the weak and the unlearned multiply. And the value of their lives are diminished by the rich and the powerful, so that when human life is devalued, that in the eyes of man you are unworthy of the gift of life, then it is easy for another human being, to take the life of another human being that he or she has devalued. Black life in America is devalued. Hispanic life is devalued. Even poor white life is devalued. There's a way that I have to behave. I'm free, but I'm not free to rob you of yours. I'm not free to take from you what does not belong to me. So if I will construct my life according to these righteous principles, then between man and man, man and woman, peace. Between race and race, peace. Between rich and poor, peace. We have our beautiful Mexican family. This once was theirs. So you can't say to them they are aliens. That's a horrible word to use for former owners. I see my indigenous family here. Many tribes, but they're really one great nation of people that now must be reunited with themselves. So it's their time now, as well as ours, that God would intervene in our affairs and bring the bottom rail to the top. The government is not rehabilitating soldiers. When they send you away to kill. When you come home, they gotta reconstitute you for civilian life again. Make sure you have a job so you can take care of your family, but they're not doing it. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad says, a woman can do anything that a man does, and the only thing he forbids the woman to do is the thing that degrades her. So how high can you go? High as you want to. Why would God allow the female to wear his attributes if you can't be a manifestation of that attribute? Women, you got to be set free. What God has put within you must be cultivated, must be developed, and must be used for the advancement of a nation and a world. I said to myself, Mr. President, why the hell don't you go to the wicked police department? Why the hell don't you stand up and tell them that your killing of black youth and brown youth is not gonna hold no more? Why don't you stand up? God's world is in need of a truth that will set up a government where everybody can live in peace, under real freedom, real justice, and real equality.
This city has always fascinated me, the city of Frankfurt. Known to be a city of trade and economic growth. As a kid, I was amazed by handing over a piece of paper for ice cream, toys, and candy. Handing over such a paper and receiving a toy racetrack in return, I just could not believe it. Where could I get this magic paper? This idea I couldn't get out of my mind. I started asking questions and read every book I could find. I learned the money was backed by gold as a paper form to save us carrying it around. Something of real value behind the paper. But everything was changed. The value was capped and the gold standard, as it was called, was abolished. Since then, the value of money has been the biggest lie of all. The dollar bill is now just a paper subject to inflation and devaluation. This must stop. The solution returning to a piece of gold that you can actually hold and it holds value or even better cash gold. Paper pressed and refined with real gold. A masterpiece solution, a forgery-proof, totally digital cryptocurrency. Here I am in the city of money, but not as a banker or a gold dealer. The Frankfurter Book Fair has invited me to read from my books that will help the world believe in gold again. Think Big will help show people how to be successful. I am very proud to be here.
Dream. That's a powerful word. You'll get knocked down many times chasing your dreams. You will feel like you don't have the energy to get back up. You don't have the strength to get back up. You will feel like giving up is the only option. When you're hit, when you've been knocked down by life, that's when it's time to hit back. That's when it's time to hit back. Many people get hit by life, but they never hit back.
Are you going to stay down or are you going to decide to get back up? It takes courage. It takes confidence. It takes a strong mindset to get back up when nobody believes in you.
There's a lion inside all of us, but some people decide to never let that lion out. Many people keep that lion locked in his cage. Are you hungry for that dream? Are you willing to fight for that dream?
Let the lion out. Get hungry for your dream. Go hunt your dream. Talking about that dream won't take you far. Working will.
Doubters will tell you to be realistic. Haters will tell you to quit.
You are the only one who can go and get it. It's your dream. No one will chase it for you. No one will hunt for you. No one will support your dream but you.
There's a quote that goes, everyone wants to eat, but a few are willing to hunt. Everyone wants to succeed, but few are willing to put in the work required.
Stop limiting yourself. You can make your dream into a reality, but it will only take one person to believe that it's possible. It will only take one person to put in the work. That person is you.
There's plenty of humans before you who have accomplished big things, who are living their dream life. They've done it. That is proof you can too. It is proof that you can live your dream if you really want it.
You are the most dangerous enemy to your dreams because only you decide when to quit and give up on your dreams. Only you decide when to kill these dreams. You are more powerful than you even know. You can change the world with your dream. But it only requires you to get out of your comfort zone and unleash the inner lion. It requires you to let the lion out of its cage. It requires you to chase your dreams no matter what.
If you have a weak mindset, if you're afraid of taking risks, you will never get far in life. You will never get that dream with a weak mindset.
Create a mindset that keeps you moving even when others quit.
Life is unpredictable. It's full of surprises. You might be closer than you think. Your dream can become a reality if you refuse to quit.
Be like a lion. Never back down from the challenges you face. A lion never stops chasing its prey until it catches it. You never stop chasing your dream until you live it.
Dream big and never let small minds convince you that your goal is out of reach. It may be out of reach for them, but you know better. Believe in yourself.
If you are in the way of my goals and dreams, I suggest you move.
You're in the right place at the right time. Prepare yourself to take advantage of it. I want to leave you one last thought, and I've said this so many times before, and I'll say it again. I'd rather chase a dream with passion, with energy, have something I'm excited about every single day, and chase that dream all my life that never comes true, than to live life without a dream at all. It's worth it. Elevate this thing to a priority in your life and make it happen. Good day.
You have to admit that dreamers don't always get the best rap. Back at school, you might have been told off for daydreaming in class, and if you come up with some unlikely business plan or a madcap life plan, you'll probably get told to stop dreaming and face reality. And depending on the specifics, people might be right to tell you that. So we'd like to be clear with you what we mean by dreaming. We're not talking about having pie-in-the-sky ideas that aren't rooted in reality. We mean having something that truly inspires you and gives you a reason for living. A goal that's worth the effort and that's going to be good for you and for the world. And then figuring out how you can make it a reality and deciding yourself to do just that. Welcome to alux.com, the place where future billionaires come to get inspired. If you're not subscribed yet, you're missing out. In today's video, we're going to explain why dreaming in this kind of way will really enrich your life. So let's get figuring out how to dream the right way, and better still, how to dream big, with 10 reasons why dreaming bigger is definitely a good thing and why you should be doing more of it. Number 1, it will make you figure out what you really want from life. How many people end up following a path that's been set for them by others, and even though they have a dream of something they'd really love to do, like being an athlete, an artist, inventor, or entrepreneur, never really dare to figure out how to make it a reality. Instead, they somehow get stuck on some path that they ultimately find unfulfilling, maybe because of their parents who wanted them to have a desk job, by their teachers, or by themselves because they never took the time to actually dream. Lots of people fall into this trap and never get out of it. Be one of the ones who does dream, and even if you're already set on a path that doesn't inspire you, it's never too late to get off of it. Figure out what you really want from life and start planning how you're going to achieve it. Number 2, it will motivate you and energize you. You know how some people crawl out of bed the first thing in the morning after sleeping through 3 alarms, and then they get to work late, already feeling worn out and wishing they could still be in bed? And then there are others who wake up and just spring into action, ready and full of enthusiasm about whatever challenges the day is going to throw at them. It's obvious which of these kinds of people we all want to be, and to be that person, it definitely helps to have a dream, one that's realistic, because you've mapped out your route there. As you see yourself steadily getting closer to it, it inspires you and gives you that spring in your step with everything you do. Number 3, it'll make you overcome your limiting beliefs. We all have limiting beliefs. We think things like, there's no point in applying for that job, I'm not talented enough. I couldn't build a startup, I'm just too disorganized. There's no point in trying to do what I love for a living. Let's just get a soulless desk job instead. You've got to remember that your beliefs dictate your reality, and once you stop believing these things, you move beyond your current reality. When you start believing that you really are good enough to do that job, or you can learn to be organized enough to build your own company, you raise the bar higher for yourself. You start to understand that you can achieve much more than you used to think you could. Number 4, it'll push you to become the best version of yourself. While you're on the way to making your dream a reality, you'll realize that you need to make changes in order to get there. You'll see that self-improvement is a necessity. It may mean getting up earlier to get more done. It could be managing your time better, or learning new skills that are going to be helpful in your work. Or it could be working on improving your relationships with your work colleagues and knowing how to support them better. Once you have that dream and start figuring out how to turn it into reality, you push yourself harder. You acquire better habits, force yourself to get rid of bad ones, and you begin to really work on the best version of yourself. Number 5, it'll help you overcome failure. We all have failures along the way, and yes, failure is painful. Add to the fact that when you have big dreams, you've got further to fall. But once you've got that dream in your sights, it'll help you see through the pain. Pick yourself up and keep on chasing it. Behind any success story, there are countless stories of failure. Let's have a look at just a few of them. Walt Disney was fired by a newspaper editor for having no ideas or imagination. Steven Spielberg was rejected from film school 3 times before he got his big break. Oprah Winfrey was fired from her job as a news reporter. Henry Ford founded 2 car companies that failed before he got it right the 3rd time. J.K. Rowling was turned down by 12 publishers before she found one that agreed to publish the Harry Potter books. And Steve Jobs was fired from Apple years before he made it to the success story he eventually became. Yes, all of these people failed long before they hit the big time. But there's something else they had in common. They'd all dreamed, and they dreamed big, and that's what kept them going until they turned failure into success. Number 6, it'll make you ask for more. If you don't ask, you don't get. And until you start dreaming big, you won't ask for much from life, let alone from people who can do things that could make your dreams come true. Jeff Bezos once asked his parents to invest $300,000 in his idea for an online bookstore. He even warned them there was a 70% chance they'd never see the money again. But we all know this idea went on to become Amazon, and of course, his parents did see their money again with huge returns. But how did he even have the guts to ask them? It's simple. He had a dream. Once you've dreamed big, you'll see all the possibilities that you didn't before, and it'll make you want to ask for more and have the confidence to ask for it. Of course, not all of your asks will be as big as Jeff's was. It could be asking your boss for a pay raise because you have more confidence in how good you are at what you do. It could be having the guts to ask a successful entrepreneur to be a mentor for you on your business idea. But the principles are the same. Once you dream big, you'll have the guts to ask for more, and in the end, you'll get more. Number 7, you'll be better connected. On the way to accomplishing your dreams with all the challenges you'll be facing, you'll need people to help you figure out how to deal with them. It could be finding a business mentor. It could be joining a group of like-minded people who share ideas, maybe an accelerator group for startups, or even a Facebook or local meetup group to help you develop a hobby that you're passionate about and want to try turning into a job. The kinds of people you'll meet are likely to be more interesting than the people you would meet if you'd never had that dream. And when they see that you're the kind of inspired and dynamic person who's fired up by your dreams, they'll find you more interesting. They'll want to share ideas with you and be around you. On the way to making your dreams happen, you'll find that your circle of acquaintances and friends will grow, and it will often include people who are more motivated, more interesting, and more accomplished than the people you knew before. Number 8. It will bring you opportunities and luck. We've just mentioned increasing your circle of friends and acquaintances. Knowing more people means being more in the loop with what's going on, and that means more opportunities, socially and professionally. More people you can ask for advice and brainstorm ideas with for how to make your dream a reality. But besides this, people who think positively and believe that good things will happen to them do seem to end up having better luck. Think about it, it's not hard to see why. First, picture somebody whose life is stuck in a dead end, just can't see a way out of it, and has accepted a life that's mediocre. Then think of somebody who's dreamed of bigger things and believes they can get their way out of the rut they're in. I bet you can think of people you know in both of these groups. And which group would you rather be in? If you dream big, you're changing the angle from which you approach life, and you'll attract better luck. You'll push yourself more. You'll see possibilities where you wouldn't have done before. You'll attract more successful people, and more opportunities and luck will come your way. Number 9. It'll make you realize that your time is finite. Before you start dreaming big, you just go about the same old routines. Time passes and you fill it up with the same old things over and over again, and there's never any sense of urgency. But once you start dreaming big, you begin to see things differently. Now you have dreams to chase after. You need to get that startup running and making money, or get qualifications that will make your dream job possible, or have a big enough income to buy a big house and travel the world. Once your life is centered around goals like these, you realize you've only got so much time to achieve them in, and time becomes much more precious, and as a result, you start to use it more wisely. Number 10. Even if you fall short of your dreams, your life will still be more rewarding. It's true. There are many people out there who had big dreams and chased after them, but never made them come true the way they had originally planned. At first, it sounds sad, but actually, is it? A lot of the time, they just adjusted their plans along the way and adapted their expected outcomes to something more realistic. Maybe they settled for a slightly smaller house or a slightly lower income than originally dreamed of, but they still felt fulfilled on their journey there and with the result. A lot more fulfilled than if they'd never dreamed. Maybe you thought out a clear plan of the business you wanted to set up. It didn't work out, so you changed the focus of the business and ended up a big success. There are plenty of business people who changed their approach like this, and in the business world, it's called pivoting. Sure, you might have to change your original plans, but don't we all have to do this sometimes? The point is, if you dream big, you're not guaranteed you'll achieve exactly what you set out to, but you're bound to achieve a lot more than if you'd never had those dreams and followed them in the first place, and your life will be a lot richer because of it. Well, Alexers, we'd really love to know, what do you think is the best advice when it comes to following your dreams? Let us know in the comments. And for sticking with us until the end, you know it's time for your bonus fact. One more reason why you should dream bigger. Dreaming is good for the world. History is filled with dreamers who changed it for the better, and history's greatest achievements would never have happened if it hadn't been for people who dreamed. The biggest figure of the USA's civil rights movement was Martin Luther King Jr. He famously said, "I have a dream." John Lennon and the Beatles changed music as we knew it. He admitted he was a dreamer, and he wasn't the only one. Dreams have the power to inspire. They drive people to action, to find solutions to problems that nobody's come up with before. If nobody dreamed, we'd all stay stuck in the same old habits and routines, and with the same problems that we've always had. New inventions, discoveries, and ideas wouldn't occur. So, Alexers, we hope that today's bonus inspired you that little bit more to dream big. Now that you know it doesn't only change your life for the better, it has the potential to change the world. Thank you for spending some time with us, Alexers.
Do we dare to dream? What is a dream? Do you dare to dream when others say it's impossible? Do you dare to dream when others live in doubt and despair? Jesus Christ, the author and the finisher of our faith, said all things, say that with me, all things are possible to them who believe. Believe that God will do what he said he will do. Our God is able to overcome the limitations that others have placed on you. Whatever forecast they stated for your future, God can cancel it in a second if you put your faith in him. Our God is able to overcome the pain of your past and heal the wounds of yesterday. Our God is able to give you strength for today and fill you with hope for tomorrow. Our God is able to take all things, the good, the bad, the pleasant, the unpleasant, and work them together for your good. But what you have to do is believe. Believe that the dream that he placed in your heart is a glimpse of your destiny. And then press on. Endure hardness. God will not fail you. God will give you the desires of your heart. You just have to trust in him and know that he didn't bring you this far to let you down. And if God has you in one hand and your destiny in the other, I assure you, your dream will come true.
Dreams. Consider the power of a dream. Our dreams are the golden ladder by which we climb to heavenly places. Dreams are the mountain peaks of vision that we climb and look over into the promised land that God has given us. Dreams are the lanterns by whose light we pass safely through the darkest valley. Dreams are the inner flame in your soul that gives you the strength in the day of adversity to fight through the darkness until the dream comes true. All great things are born in a dream. Art, books, music, sermons, buildings, skyscrapers, corporate empires. Beethoven used to wander in the woods to get his music. In the theater of his mind, he heard great symphonies of sound that blessed the world. James Watt invented the steam engine, and he cranked it up. He shouted to his friends, "You see it today with your natural eye, but years ago I saw it in my mind's eye." Dreams are the stuff that life is made of. Walt Disney said, "If you can dream it, you can do it."
And I hope and pray that you have a dream for your life. Not having any kind of goals or any kind of dreams for your life is kind of a boring, dull way to live. Don't ever stop dreaming, no matter how old you are. Don't stop dreaming. You're not too young to dream. You're not too old to dream. And even if you've got some shattered dreams in your life, I want to encourage you to dream again.
Don't you give up on your dream. I don't care if you don't have the money, you don't have the help, and you don't have the family for it, and you don't have the background for it, and you don't have the friends for it. Don't you give up on your dream. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. It may take you twice as long. You may have to take courses and classes. You might not read as fast. You might not move as quick. You might not have as much, but don't you quit.
Sometimes it's best that you just keep your dreams to yourself. Because your dream is about you. It is God's divine way of giving you a glimpse of your destiny. It was God's way of saying to Joseph, "One day I'm going to exalt you and you're going to rule. And all of the nations are going to bow before you." That was Joseph's destiny. That was the dream that God planted in his heart. In order for that dream to become a reality, Joseph had to endure. He endured misery and pain and a season of hell on earth that would be difficult to describe. But all that he went through, he was able to walk through, because before it ever began, God gave him a glimpse of what was to come. And he walked down that long road believing that if God be for him, who can be against him? Child of God, I believe that he is no respecter of persons. If God had a dream for Jacob and God had a dream for Joseph, then God has a dream for you.
The devil's job, he got one mission, is to make you think you ain't gonna make it. The devil wants to keep you from your destiny. That's his one job. Satan got one job, to keep you from your destiny. The devil don't ever want you to be what God created you to be. If you've been dreaming of opening that business, you should start the process. Don't try to figure out how to make the business make $1 million. Just start the process. See, if you make one step, he'll make two. But he can't make his two unless you make your one. And don't worry about where you're going with it. Just get started. He'll show you the way to go, because he wants you to get to your destiny. But he got to make sure that you want to get to your destiny first. If you tell him you want to get to your destiny, that God you serve, he going to show you how to do it. You can believe that. Don't forget to pray. Don't be ashamed to pray. And don't ever be too proud to pray. Because prayer changes things.
Why is it that sometimes people's dreams don't come true? You know, the devil's always trying to dig some kind of a pit for us and trying to pitch us in it, whether it's a pit of depression, a pit of discouragement, a pit of poverty, a pit of sickness and disease. He always wants us to be somewhere besides on top where God wants us to be. It's kind of hard, you know, when you're having to wait longer than you thought you would, and things are a lot harder than you thought they would be. And it seems to be costing you more in your life than what you ever think that you can bear. And it just keeps going on and on and on and on and on. But the people who refuse to quit, the people who won't give up, I can tell you, I promise you, if you won't quit and you won't give up, you will make it to the finish line. you will make it to the finish line.
But it goes without saying that life can push you through seasons where it becomes difficult to dream. Is it right to hope for a better tomorrow? Is it fair to believe that there's a brighter day ahead? This mindset is something that is contrary to what the Word of God tells us we are to believe for and believe in. We may indeed be in a world that is spinning in absolute financial, cultural, and global chaos. But the Bible tells us that we are not in this. We are in this world. We are not of it. We have been told that greater is He who is in us than he who is in the world. We are told that even though we may see the hardest of times, we can expect the best of things because it is our God who sits upon the throne. In a world of hardship, He has promised to be the divine provider. He has said, I have a plan for you. It is a plan not to harm you. It is a plan to give you a hope and a future. In a world of need, He has said, I am still the God that shall supply all of your needs according to my riches and glory. In a world of chaos and confusion, He said, I am the Prince of Peace, and my peace, not only do I give it unto thee, but it surpasses all understanding. You may be in a dry season today, but our God has said He would be a spring of living water for your thirsting soul. You may be walking through a dark valley, but the light of the world has promised that He'll be right beside you and He'll lead you every step of the way to the other side. You may be in a world of trouble, but He is a strong tower. He is a shield and He is a defense. In your day of adversity, He said, I'll be the rock of your salvation. I'll be the glory and the lifter of your head. My goodness and my mercy, they shall follow you all the days of my life. For even David himself declared, since the Lord is on my side, what can man do to me? Child of God, if you have a dream today, don't give up on the dream that God gave you. Businessman, don't quit pursuing the dream that He planted in you. Mother and father, continue to believe for the dream that He has in store for you. Young person, don't abandon the dream that He planted down deep in your soul, because God did not bring you this far to fail. He brought you this far to crown you. Dream a new dream and believe in a God who can never fail.
Ready for revolution? Yes, I am fired up. Woo! Woo! Boy, oh boy. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to another edition of Classes in Session. Thank you so much for the honor of your being here. The as Brother Al Murray would say in Team Union, is a plum-pleasing pleasure. So I hope that everyone is getting something out of what was shared this morning. Hey, Sister Matricia Stubbs, good to see you. Let's see, Brother Johnny over there and others in YouTube land. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I could see you, but I couldn't touch the screen without pausing it, so I had to just let it go before I did my little shout out. So welcome, 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 welcome this mighty, mighty morning. So it's about how to dream big, folks. How to dream big, how to dream bigger. You know, how do we do it? How do we maintain it? There's certain tenets to what it is, what's required to dreaming, what's required to dreaming big. And I think one of the things that we must embrace is, what is a dream? A dream, Mr. Best teaches us, is our why. We're always asked, what is our dream? Because we need to know and understand our why. Okay, and many of us don't have a why yet, and that's why you see so many who we believe and know should be in this opportunity are not just are not there yet. But it's yet. It's the season. They have to come into this season. We've been blessed because we've been chosen. We've been blessed because we've been chosen and given a directive, and our directive is to communicate, to share, to express, to invite, and present where deemed necessary. Never to convince. Never to convince. Because a person who is convinced against their will is a person who's of the same mind still. All right. So you get very little traction out of that one who has not made up their mind yet, who has not made the decision yet. What you'll get primarily is a lot of energy wasted because that energy could have been committed to just disseminating the information, the good news. And what is the good news? Gold topped $1,900 yesterday. More than likely, it'll hit it again today. And once it gets there, it will stay there, you know, and it will continue to grow. Because somebody's lying, y'all. Unemployment is rising, gold is rising, stock markets are rising. Fake employment numbers, fake cash numbers. Guess who's telling the truth? And even in that, even in the rise of gold, they still won't tell the truth. They'll manipulate the price, try to keep a lid on that market or the value of it because it will totally reveal their lies. There was just no greater way to put it. No greater way to put it. Yes, Sister Maui, I put my mind to that one. Yeah, it was a little poetry on my own. It wasn't my own, but it was still a little poetry. So, nonetheless, I want us to consider something. I heard Steve Harvey say it in our presentation yesterday, and I heard it come up again today in some of the inspirational clips about what Satan wants and what the devil does. Okay, I'm going to put some on your mind just a little bit and not negating the role of Satan nor the role of devil. But I'm going to ask you a question. Many of us go through trials. Many of us go through hardships. Many of us go through hangups. Many of us suffer everything from losses to life-threatening circumstances. How do we know it's not God? Follow me on this now. Satan does have a role, and those roles were definitely clearly articulated in what we heard this morning. No argument there. How do we know, however, that it's not God trying our faith? How do we know it's not God testing us to jump out of our comfort zone and rely on him and him alone? How do we know it's not God nudging us, pushing us, growing us? And the reason why I'm stating this is because I don't want us giving so much credit to Satan. It's like you want to step out on your own with a venture. You want to step out on your own with a startup opportunity. And one of the first things that come out of us is our own personal doubt. Then, because we gave the doubt rhythm, then it encourages the rhythm of people outside of ourselves. So then we get the doubt of others, that immediate family, or that those colleagues or those peers. All right. Then when we reel it back in and get ourselves together and get to moving, then we start receiving condemnation because we start seeing, or people start seeing evidence of our growth, of our commitment, of our tenacity, right? And when we break through that, because we will break through, we'll arrive at a measure of acceptance where everybody sees us for what we are and who we are and whose we are. You know, I'm of the mind, and I don't know how I got here in this mind, and I want to associate it, I can only attribute it to time and reflection, because I've made a lot of errors in my life. There's a lot of things I've done to bump my head. I mean, just senseless, you know, had a dizzying effect. Okay, you know, and God has blessed me still to come through it and embrace this opportunity when he brought it to me. right? And then now we're growing in our dreams, in our dream path, and we're not allowing naysayers to overcome us. We're not allowing our own doubts to overcome us. This is why the power of personal development can never be overemphasized. The power in community, right, can never be overemphasized. Yes, the circles that you've come from get smaller because you are now more focused, but inside that nucleus that now has you gripping your dream, inside that nucleus, you grow from that one person with a dream to 120,000 plus wealth builders worldwide, to 1 million members plus Karatbars International. And you're aligned and associated with other dreamers. That's right, Sister Deb Nixon. Faith over fear. Fear is an acronym, false evidence appearing real. What's the false evidence? Your own personal notion sometimes saying, I can't do that, only because you've never done it before. Or I can't do that because you know it requires more than what you're accustomed to in the comfort zone. So just as there's a God in you, I urge you, I implore you to continue to rely on that God in you. God in many spiritual circles is also defined as power and force. You have to motivate the God in you. You have to drive the God in you. You have to commit to the God in you. You have to feed the God in you. You have to be charitable to the God in you. You have to be charitable in the God in you. How do you do that? You pay yourself first. Oh, Lord, I got going so strong. I told you I was crunk. I didn't even get into our our housekeeping rules. Y'all forgive me. I had a what I consider a great senior moment. Okay, so you know, when you work hard, dream big, you know that you can overcome all the obstacles in your way. And don't see them as obstacles, see them as challenges, folks. All right, and you'll accomplish anything in this world and beyond it. You absolutely will. Now, classes in session every Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. Eastern. So that means you do have one more additional day. Sister Demal, we're gonna give them a pass. We go one more day to get their streams in. And yesterday I didn't mention Sister Connie and Brother Darren Dismuke's dream stream regarding their showing off of Freedom One. And man, it was breathtaking. It was breathtaking. I remember how my wife and I used to sit back and watch these PBS shows and these infomercials on all of these Winnebagos and how they were custom made. And then we got the opportunity to see Will and Jada Smith's Winnebagos. Man, and those were the babies. You know, those are the ones they had before they embarked on. They got one now that does everything but fly. You know, hey, Sister Renee Gant. You know, and so these are wonderful testimonies of showing people what can be accomplished. Mm-hmm. And another thing about dreams, before I come back to the streams, my wife has always had the dream of virtual teaching, virtual schools, online tutorials, and she has been in and out of those things before with other opportunities. And she launched one several years ago known as All Things Academic, and it was before its time because people could not see the need for virtual learnings. Although the rest of the world was doing it, it was not a popular undertaking in America at the time, but she was before her time. She could see it. Well, August 1st, it debuts the soft launch of All Things Academic again. She has gone on with her dream, and she's pushed a virtual school. She has tutors set up. She has a pay scale set up. She has the registrations going. She has the tuition schedules, and it handles, I want to say, from ages 5 and up. She'll be able to give us more information on that. I'm sure she will. Very excited for her, very proud of her, and allowing her dream not to be crushed. Day in, day out, she worked and tweaked and modified the dream. When it didn't happen in the time frame she thought it would happen, it didn't crush her, and she didn't crush the dream. She just changed the date, and moved it into a point of fruition. So I'm grateful and thankful to Allah and Sister Falami for being able to do these things. But there's several things that play into your dreamscape and your accomplishments with your dreams. And those things involve 2 words that I'm sharing with you right now: time and circumstance. Time and circumstance. Now, getting back to the live streams. Big ups to Brother Donald Hurst Jr. I watched streams 1 through 3 of his yesterday. I watched Sister Patricia. I watched her 2 streams. The one she thought she was too early, and one she came back thought she was a little late. But let me tell you something. When you express your story, your wisdoms like you do, there's no such thing as being late. You are always on time because there's somebody waiting for that story. Somebody is waiting for that truth. And a lot of what was inspired today, Sister Patricia, I got to be honest, had a lot to do with your subject matter transformation. It was powerful. It was really powerful. And I went through it a few times. And then I started deleting different presentations that were already laid out for this morning. And, I'm just grateful. See, you, family, you really don't want to take for granted your significance, your power, and what you represent to a world. Remember, you're being called forward first in a way that no one else in the world in this hour has ever been done or been made to do. There are people in the world who we got used to, comfortable, seeing in front of us, seeing on cameras, seeing before a microphone, sharing different adages, sharing different anecdotes, right, wrong, good, bad. They're there. You have 45 sharing his madness. You have the CDC sharing their madness. You have the Gates Foundation sharing their madness. You have all these other folks, and I call it madness because it's maddening. Everybody's trying to take credit and lay claim for a solution that they have not come up with yet. In the meantime, God has chosen the babes to confound the wise. Here we are. We weren't on anyone's radar screen. We didn't even see, many of us didn't even see a true significance in ourselves. But he pierced all those veils and gave us a truth about the world, its reality, about gold being money. And how do you relate that to the ills of the world? Well, very simply, we relate it to the ills of the world because the ills of the world can be remedied with what we already know. It's just that we never had the vehicle by which we can push it forward. And this is the opportunity we have at Karat-Bars International. All right, class in session every Monday through Thursday, 8 a.m. Okay, Monday to Saturday, I'm sorry, 8 a.m. You have another day to get your streams in. I won't be mad if they come later, but I will remember they didn't come on time because I got monitors, baby. They know what they're doing. All right, pay yourself first. Pay yourself first. Your future will thank you later. Well, not later, but later. Okay, pay yourself first, folks. It's a very simple and fundamental thing to do for you to see the wealth of your dreams. One campaign that's been really strong for me in my recruiting these last several weeks or last few months. Thankful to Sister Cece Mahone for really breaking it down for me. But that campaign of $7 a day or $7 at a time, you can part with $7, can't you? To save in gold for yourself, you can part with $7, can't you? And people say, well, yeah. Well, let's get started. See, you don't waste time. Say, you can part with $7, can't you? and wait for them to answer. And then say, well, let's get started. You do the Sherry Brown. Sherry Brown taught us through a power call one day. I was listening. She said, I don't even wait to send them a link. You like what you saw? Yes. She said she already has her laptop open. She's on the phone with her. She already got the page pulled up. Well, let's go. How would you like your name to look on the how would you like your username to be? She gone. You see? And I incorporated that. That's duplicatable. You see? And it's allowing me to see a measure of growth that I'm very pleased with. And I'm very pleased to say and honored to say that I'm not satisfied. Pay yourself first. Encourage it in others. It's easy for you to encourage it in others when you do it yourself. Okay? Don't lie to yourself. Just do it. Just do it. Pay yourself first. You know, if you don't know what's available in your purse or in your wallet or in your pockets, if you're pulling out lint for change, I get that. Look around the house. Look at what you bought yesterday that you would have normally bought today that you don't need today, and allow it to go towards paying yourself first. Claim small victories. Claim the small ones. Pay yourself, pay yourself, pay yourself. Reward you in your future. Okay? You cannot miss this, family. $10 will put you in the seat of a keynote address from Ms. Cheryl Ann Gober, presentation and performance from Mr. Willie Brown and his puppetoire, not repertoire, but his puppetoire, you know, spoken word artists, singers, is going to put you in the presence of an honor, a celebration for Mr. and Mrs. Ty and Valerie Best. It's the Talent Appreciation Showcase and Poetic Runway, sponsored by Kalfani Radio. And those tickets are available at www.kalfanievents.com, www.kalfanievents.com. Poetry, spoken word, and fashion appreciation showcase featuring comedian Willie Brown with Woody and Uncle Rufus. Special guest appearance by North America's #1 Carrie Bars affiliate, Miss Cheryl Ann Gober, and more. Okay, and that's this Saturday, 2 p.m., the 25th of July. Again, tickets $10. Please get your tickets. I see many of you have gotten them already. Get some for others. You know, gift your new affiliates. Help them to show. Help them to embrace what's happening with this opportunity. Help them embrace why we honor this man and woman so much in terms of why we hold them so dear. That's what I mean in that when I'm talking about Brother Ty and Sister Valerie Best. They will be on the set. Their children will be on the scene. You really want to be a part of this. So www.kalfanievents.com. Your tickets are found there. $10 registration, 2 p.m. this Saturday. You don't want to miss. Okay. And today is our Freedom Friday. So we have, I believe Mr. Rodney Berg will be on today. He was in Colorado last I heard, but looking at some mountains yesterday. Any rate, 10:45 a.m. is the Mighty Power Call. Mr. Rodney Berger, I believe, will be on the set. And then, of course, we have our presentations, our wealth building presentations at 12 noon as well as 9 p.m. Okay. And if you have not seen or heard a Matthew Taylor presentation, man, look, I save his morning live streams. Oftentimes I can't get to them in the morning, and I go back to review them. Okay. And he's a masterful teacher. He really is. The last one I saw, he was talking about how the storm snapped the branch of one of his tomato plants. He has a row of tomato plants growing really nice, you know, and there's one snapped and he held on to it, and he gave such a lesson out of that and wove it all into this opportunity. Carrot Boss speaks life into society. Just straight up speaks life into society. So, you know, anything you find a wealth builder doing on a stream, sharing and pouring out, like and share, 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 you know, get something out of it. I guarantee you, if God brought you to see it, there's something there that you're supposed to get out of it, you know. No doubt, no doubt. So 12 noon and 9 p.m., both Eastern Standard Times, you will see the live events. Bring your teams there. Get your teams to bring others there. Bring guests, bring new affiliates, bring family who needs to fortify their understanding of you. Okay? You want to do that. I even watched Tanisha Glaspie stream on her workout. She said her legs felt like noodles. Man, this family keeps you up. You're just in everything. I'm looking up. Here it is, 4 o'clock in the morning, 4:30 in the morning. Myself, Greg McKay, Mr. Best, Tanisha Glaspie. So many people are streaming and doing different things. You know, we're just wide open because freedom does that for you. Dreaming big and bigger makes that to happen in your life. You know, so by all means, join our mighty calls. The platform is, of course, www.goldrocks.info. That is the event platform. Okay. And tonight on Calfani Radio, or today, starting at 4 p.m. Eastern, we have Sister Tyson Thompson with her Financial Freedom Fridays. 8 p.m. we're back with the Collective Enlightenment. And at 9 p.m. all Eastern times, Brother Carlito Muhammad Spotlight with Carlito. He and Sister Abdul Kareem Munadi out of Tampa, Florida. Carlito's a Floridian this week and probably next week and maybe a week more before he gets back to the offices on Strong Island, New York. Okay, so that's the gist of what we had to share and offer today. It didn't require a lot of words from me. It really required more so you to hear from others who are doing, others who are accomplished, others who have structured an approach. And one last thing I'd like to say about the different presentations I shared. One person asked me, and they asked in good conscience, they were just saying, hey, man, why don't you edit and cut off where you can find those other people when it's about your stream? No, it's not about my stream. It's about the truth. It's about merit in what is said, what is shared. And I would like people to explore and find it the way I found it. And they may find something behind that will be a benefit to the greater good and the greater community. So, rarely will you find me doing any kind of edits to presentations like that, because I want people to know the source. I don't want people to think it stops with me. I don't want people thinking more of me than I am. I'm just one of them dudes, that tries to do the best they can with what they have. Oh, I put in the comments, and I pinned it into the comments, and I'll share it on the Facebook page every Friday, 2 p.m. Every Friday, this is the second Friday, 2 p.m. I do a live event for the LinkedIn community. Okay, and so I shared the link in this, excuse the pun, in the comments, and it'll be on the Facebook pages, and it'd be a joy for you all to be there. It's free. There'll be a couple of announcements that'll shake some folks on that particular stream, because it's going to speak to an event that's coming that everybody is going to want to be a part of. We're very excited about that. So with that being said, thank you, family. Thank you so much for the honor of being here with you all. Stay informed, stay blessed, stay inspired and encouraged. And more importantly, stay focused on your dream. Peace and power. Forward.
Peace. Strong words. Love. Soul. And change. Yeah, this is Big Snoop Dogg. Coming at you live and direct. And I got something to say. You dig?
Let's change the world, divided we forward, united we stand. Let's change the world, no fights, no wars, oh let's learn to love again. Let's change the world, let's change the
Brother, 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 what will you discover if we come together and do it like we never? I'm just sick and tired. I'm fit to light the fire. Now put this on the wire. The devil is a liar. I do this with no hesitation. Meet me at the reservation. Elevating, educating, meditating, concentrating. Replenish ya, finish ya, opposite of sinister. And I do it for the minister.
Let's change the world, divided we fall, united we stand. Let's change the world, no fights, no wars, so let's learn to live again. Let's change the world, let's change the world, let's change the world. Let's change the world, let's change the world, let's change the world. Let's make hope for the future.
Somebody need to stop the war. Man, the war ain't overseas, it's at your front door. And I done seen too many brothers shot up on the floor for more than drugs and some colors. And now you call us warlords. But if you can help it, then help it. But you ain't helping us. You so selfish and selfless, you wanna see us breathless and helpless. But I'ma hustle and tussle for all my brothers who struggle. Yeah, we bang the world. Now let's change the world.
Let's change the world, divided we fall, united we stand. Let's change the world, no fights, no wars, so let's learn to love again. Let's change the world, let's change the world, let's change the world. Let's change the world, let's change the world, let's change the world. Let's make hope for the future.
No killing, no shooting, no dying, no lying, no gang banging, so no more mamas crying. Everybody get along, man, that be the perfect song. Peace in the streets as I sit back on my phone, chilling with the president. He let me in the White House, back to the castle with the minister, no doubt. Shoes at the front door, love is what you come for. Let's get it right and unite, but do it right.
Let's change the world, divided we fall, but united we stand. Let's change the world, no fights, no wars, so let's learn to live again. Let's change the world, let's change the world, let's change the world. Whoa, oh, oh. Let's change the world, let's change the world, let's change the world. Let's make hope for the future.